Hello, everyone, and welcome to Boldly Go. Drinking, a product of the Wednesday Night Gentlemen. This is a show dedicated to talking about and reviewing the latest Star Trek episodes as they come out. Today we'll be talking about Second Contact, Season 1, Episode 1 of Star Trek Lower Decks. As a warning, this show is full of spoilers, so consider yourself warned. I'm your host, Tactic Angel, and with me is Midget Radio, my murderous socialist friend.
Hello,
Midget Radio, how are you?
I'm good, Tactic Angel. It's nice to be back. How are you?
I am also good, buddy. It is good to talk about stuff, Star Trek,
Yeah,
whatever.
stuff in general. Yeah.
First, we usually talk about drinking, though,
True.
and reassure each other that we don't have a problem.
Of course.
I don't have a problem. Do you?
I don't.
But I do have a drink. I've got the Lead Slinger
Okay.
bourbon whiskey today. That's the one with the American Eagle holding an
That sounds
M16 on the front of it.
I like it. It's aggressive.
Yeah. It lets you know this was made by veterans because America.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Aggressive, confident. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
What do you got?
I'm drinking beer. I'm about to finish off a Modelo, and then I'm going to jump into a Kill Lifter.
Watch out for those Mexican beers. I hear there's some stuff going around.
I like the Modelo. I don't like the fucking foil top, but I do like the Modelo. It's pretty good.
Yeah, some of those. It's like, does this really seal in any of this freshness?
I don't know.
I think the answer
the
is
bottle
no.
cap is doing enough, I think.
Right?
Yeah, and it just makes a fucking mess when you try to open it.
Mhm.
It's just gold foil everywhere.
And then if you're going to like pucker up right to the thing, it's like you really have to be good with, peeling away that.
Right? Yeah, or you're brushing foil off your fucking lip. It's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
It's goddamn Mexicans. But it's a pretty good beer.
Fantastic. In any case, like the show title says, we're talking about Star Trek. We're doing it while drinking. I wrote up a synopsis of this episode. It feels silly to do it for this, but
Yeah. All right.
So the episode starts out with an introduction to Ensign Boimler, who's making a faux captain's log in a closet and explaining the plot to follow to the audience. Shortly thereafter, Ensign Mariner shows up and makes fun of him, then hits him with the bat'leth. And I guess this also establishes that this show is going to have cold opens. Then we get to meet Devana Tendi, apparently an Orion, but not a slave. Definitely a girl who's there to do some science. And they bump into a fourth character whose name is definitely not Geordi LaForge. I think it's Sam Rutherford. He is a human with a cyborg implant. Great. The Cerritos, their ship, is heading to some planet for second contact, letting us know that the tone is going to be a little bit less glamorous work done by this ship than what we usually see in other Star Trek episodes. On the planet, the first officer contracts a virus which turns him into a rage-filled, black-blooded cannibal, and then the crew that he bites develop the same problem. Down on the planet, Boimler is following Mariner because the captain told him to spy on her, and she appears to be giving some farmers some space shovels. Boimler escalates the situation. The two of them get chased by a scary monster, and I guess it just wants to chew on him. Lucky for him, he's covered in some slime that they can take back to the ship, and that cures the zombie thing. And the episode finishes off with the command crew taking all the credit.
Solid summary.
I guess. All right, so first question, Midget Radio.
All right.
Do you like Rick and Morty?
I do like Rick and Morty. Yeah.
What was your
Overall, I do.
What was your thought when they were like, Rick and Morty people are going to make Star Trek?
I thought that some of the science fiction stuff might be fun and entertaining and somewhat clever. And that hopefully it won't be as sometimes hopelessly bleak and cynical as Rick and Morty can occasionally be.
Yeah, but that's also part of the charm.
Sure. Sure.
Okay. Did you think that this episode was funny?
I mean, I chuckled a few times. Yeah,
I think
there
I
were
chu-
a few jokes I chuckled at.
I
yeah.
think I got like 3.
Yeah, I'm probably around there too. Yeah.
not as funny as we are.
Of course not. I mean, who is? But that's a high bar.
If I were to describe this, I would say that this show, at least the first show, maybe they're just trying to cram too much into a half an hour pilot,
Yeah.
suffers pretty significantly from if no one's talking, no one's laughing syndrome.
Yeah.
I take it that you agree with that.
It's a bit zany. Yeah.
Mariner needs to calm down.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because it feels like she's hitting the fucking crack rock a little bit to me. Just watching her, in a lot of ways, the whole show does. So yeah, I wouldn't mind if it just backed off a little bit, because it's quite loud. But I mean,
I think it's mostly her, because there are some,
it is.
like, you have to give some of the jokes time to breathe, and she is just a motor mouth, if ever
Yeah.
there was one. Because
Yeah.
I know that at one point they were talking about, I guess I kind of sailed over the fact that Sam has a date,
Oh yeah.
and they're not going to see each other because he was fascinated by the fact that some security protocol didn't work, and he wanted to run
Yeah.
a diagnostic. And I think that was actually a time that I thought that was like kind of cute and clever,
Yeah.
when he was talking to Tendi and she was like, right? I love
Yeah.
running.
Oh my god, it did. Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, these are people who sleep with their clothes on.
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff works because you have a moment to like expect that she's going to say, like, you're an idiot. You need to get your head gear checked out.
Yeah. Yeah. The sort of reversal there was kind of clever. And yeah.
But Mariner doesn't give you that opportunity.
No. 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 It's very energetic.
In terms of Star Trek,
Yeah.
do you like the idea of a Star Trek comedy in general? Or I might better phrase that as, are you religiously opposed to the concept of a Star Trek comedy?
No, I don't really care. I mean, I don't think it's like super out of bounds or anything. I mean, because and you and I both, I mean, we love fucking Galaxy Quest and certainly, aspects of the Orville. I think. I mean, there are some times where it's like, all right, but
Particularly in the
it-
first season, there are times where
yes,
it's a little.
the first season is problematic.
I mean, it's the same thing where they're off on their timing and they're off on their tone.
Yes, God, big time in the first season, but that so that said, no, I don't mind like Star Trek as a franchise embracing that. I will say that I think one of the things that struck me as a positive, at least about this show, is that it actually seems to like Star Trek. It seems to like the things that have come before, which is not an impression that I have gotten from either Discovery or Picard, where Discovery is just like, we don't care. We have holograms and whatever, and it doesn't really matter what there was before. And Picard's like, let's kill everybody who who used to be in Star Trek.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, this show at least kind of, I think, like people were happy to be a part of Starfleet and they were excited to be on the ship. I like that. That's nice to see.
Yeah, I did like that. And if nothing else, a comedy almost, unless you really want to go for the dark stuff, like The Boys or like a straight up Rick and Morty in Starfleet.
Yeah.
I think a comedy naturally lends itself to an optimistic or at least upbeat sort of show, which,
yes, yeah,
as a Star Trek fan, is something that is really needed.
Really, real bad. Yeah. Been pretty starved for that, I think.
Yeah, not a lot of really inspiring things happening in the last 20
not
years.
a lot of hope, not a lot of optimism. Yeah.
Yeah, not unless you count Star Trek Continues. But
Yeah, true.
so when you were watching this then, with those maybe references or callbacks, was there anything that really struck you as really neat about this, or anything that struck you as really out of place?
I don't know. I mean, not particularly. Not that I can think of. Was there anything that struck you as either of those things?
There was one part of this that I kind of didn't like,
Okay.
and it was just because it didn't feel Starfleet. It didn't.
Okay.
And it's probably like a small thing that I hope doesn't continue, but I think it's probably going to be part of this show's shtick. But like at the end when you're getting the captain's log,
Yes.
and the captain's like, my senior staff did a
Yeah.
great job, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And like, I guess part of it just rubbed me the wrong way because the real Lower Decks
Yeah.
it is actually fun and lighthearted, and
Yeah.
then it's
Really
gravely
sad.
serious and
Really, really
sad.
sad. Yeah.
And it is a fucking great episode.
Hell yes, it is.
I love that Picard just chews out that Bajoran chick. I forget her name. But then
I do too. But yeah.
she stands up for herself and whatever, and he's like, good. You know, I asked for you to be on this ship because I think people deserve second chances. And you're like, that's fucking Starfleet. And then she goes on.
Second chances?
Yeah.
In 2020?
What? Wait, are we able to forgive our enemies?
What?
Or actually, more importantly, are we able to forgive people for things that maybe people who looked like that person did several hundred or thousands of years ago?
No, you're supposed to dox them at the very least.
Right?
Or maybe just run into them with your car. Or, I don't know. There's a lot of options, but...
We do not live in rational times.
No, second chances, fuck no. That's right out the window.
But like, that's one of the things that I really love, because it was a great continuity from God, I'm blanking on all of these episodes. The episode where she was part of that flight group with Wesley, and they were trying to do
yes.
they were trying to do that starburst thing, and that's how
Yeah.
the cadet died, and
Yeah.
it was a cover up. And
That's right. I forget what I totally forget what they even called themselves, but
they were like, I don't remember.
shit. Oh, we don't know anything.
We're
about
gonna
Star
cut all
Trek.
this out and make us sound smart. Oh yeah, it was called insert line here. So like that was a really great episode, and you get the sense that afterwards that your hero, Captain Picard, is not gonna write down, boy, I really thought Will Riker did a great job here.
Yeah.
And that was a little bit, that rubbed me the wrong way. It didn't really ruin the episode or anything. By and large, I would say that I would probably say this was a C- type of episode, which was,
Okay.
I actually kind of like, do you think this was actually a pilot, or do you think they just ordered a series?
Fuck. The way they're making fucking Star Trek shows, it seems like they just order the damn series.
That's kind of what I thought, because when I was watching it, I was like, I feel like this should be funnier.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, it was like, I don't hate it. I mean, at least there's,
No.
let me put it this way. I've actually seen a fucking away mission, which is,
Yeah. That was nice.
and actually the idea of second contact, you're like, why wouldn't this be a thing?
Yeah.
And like,
Makes sense.
maybe you show up and you figure out, oh, wait, yeah, maybe the guys before did kind of fudge,
Yeah.
some promises, fudge some of their logs,
Yeah.
And then you have to try to put it back together. And you have a diplomatic episode. People can sit around tables and talk to each other.
Yeah.
God, I love it when people sit at tables and talk to each other.
Me too. Try to, figure things out. I will say, like, I mean, yeah, I would see. I mean, I'm a much nicer person than you are. I have a much more, optimistic point of view and things. I would give this show probably just a B overall. And it's mostly because, like, I did like some of the jokes. I actually was sort of impressed with, and I know it's a fucking cartoon, but, like, just the amount of character work that's in this show is shockingly good compared to what we've had, at least within the franchise so far.
No, I agree. Because, like, when we walk away from the first episode, we know several things.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Mariner is somehow the captain's daughter, which seems like a conflict of interest, but
it does seem,
moving on.
Yeah.
We know that she was on another ship and that she was busted down in rank, and that's why she has a bad attitude.
Yeah.
We know Boimler wants to become a captain. He's a positive go-getter, but at the same time, he's not willing to sell someone out just to get ahead.
Yeah. And that I do want to include just that he loves being in Starfleet. He loves the whole thing. He loves the job. Like, I chuckled at the holodeck scene when he's like, I want to see, how about the warp core? Like, that was awesome. Like, he loves it that much. Like, look how awesome this thing is.
We could just walk down there, but
like, that was cool. I really liked that part. So yeah, anyway, continue.
And then they immediately cut to exactly the reason why we know that the holodeck should never exist.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm okay with that because you know it. You know it.
Of course.
How many
awkward
Barclay episodes didn't we see?
Oh, Barclay. Yeah. Yeah. There's some fucked up shit going on there, for sure.
Right?
There's some much darker holodeck programs that Barclay's written.
Right. And in, like, 11001001, if Picard doesn't show up and interject himself into the conversation between Will Riker and Minuet.
Yeah.
10 minutes later. I'm telling you.
Nice job.
Maybe less than that, but I feel like Riker, even though it's a hologram and it's just gonna do whatever, I feel like he would like still play the full game.
Oh yeah,
because he's just like, I want this sentient hologram program to understand how good I am at this.
Fuck yeah.
At least I remember the name of that one. I hope I got the ones and zeros in the right order. I actually didn't dislike that one. I think it's a season 1 episode. It's where they show up for a refit in the Bynars.
Yeah.
Steal the ship.
Yeah.
And then they forgive.
Well, I mean,
they forgive the Bynars for stealing the ship because they were just trying to save their species. Do you remember Forgiveness?
I know. I just watched a Voyager episode, right? Where those guys, like, it's for season 1 episode where the aliens are dying from, like, some virus, and they steal Neelix's lungs, and they're, like, basically stealing biomatter from other species to sort of regenerate themselves and keep themselves alive. And Janeway's got to be like, I don't know what to fucking do with you. You have one of my crewmen's lungs, but if I take it from you, you'll die, and I can't do that. And yeah, that was a good, it was actually, I mean, what the fuck, dude? Where are we now that Voyager is?
Yeah, why are we saying nice things about that show?
It's because it's art. It's art in 2020.
Honestly, if Voyager came out right now, I would have a much different feeling.
Right?
On the bright side, when you get mad about the communicator, at least next week they're going to be doing something else.
I know. And it's not going to be bad. It's not going to be that bad.
It's like C+ or better. Like okay, I will say the C- I'm giving it is, I'm not saying I hated it. I'm just saying I feel like in terms of overall television and a Star Trek episode, such that you can even judge these as Star Trek episodes.
Yeah.
I would say it's a little below average. It's not like miserably terrible.
Sure.
I think you have to give a certain amount of allowance to the show because it's 30 minutes long, and it is trying to establish the two things I've already said, plus the fact that you've got another character in Tendi, who's also super excited to be there. I don't know how Orion slave girls are supposed to be in Starfleet, but apparently their planet has, I don't know, had some changes.
Maybe she was adopted. Who knows?
Okay,
you know,
sure. And then you've also got Sam. Sam seems like your average sort of dorky Star Trek guy, and that's great.
Yeah. And
they do throw in that he's having some difficulty adapting to the fact that he's got these cybernetic enhancements. It's like other than Michael Burnham, I cannot name that much character development for anybody other than like Lorca, who is banging the Admiral.
Because of course.
And I don't really know anything beyond that.
Yeah, agree. I like the Vulcan cybernetic implant that randomly suppresses emotion.
I don't understand why they need it. It seems like that's cheating.
I don't know either, but it just seems stupid and just rife for humor.
Yeah, I think that'll work.
I like that.
And there's other stuff that I kind of like. I actually do kind of like that the doctor Tiana is Kitian, I think. And the first time we saw those was on Star Trek the Animated Series.
Oh,
which I feel is unfortunately way underrated. Actually, did you ever go back and watch the whole Star Trek the Animated Series?
I still have not done that.
If you do, you will notice that there are some plagiarized episodes from that made it into later real Star Trek. Like into Voyager episodes, and I think into a couple of Enterprise episodes.
Nice.
So I mean, overall, I kind of enjoyed this, but I do hope it evens out and it finds a more casual way to be funny.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that either. Yeah.
I do like our initial episodic outing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's the thing about the nature of episodic television. No one can do 12 episode plots. No one. It's not exactly no one, but it's so few people that you might as well round it down.
Yeah.
And
it's true.
And
it's just so unnecessary.
And at least if this show sucked this week, it could be fun next week.
Yeah, maybe it'll be a better episode. Yeah.
But if you keep going after the Xindi, if you're Red Angel,
God damn it.
She's the destroyer. What does Bruce Maddox want with what? Why are we going after?
Can we maybe if we just could get away from at least fucking prophecies of one form or another. If we could get away from that. That would be cool. And also, I want to kill all the stuff that lives.
You know what would be great?
Get away from that plot too.
It would be actually really great if they ripped this prophecy nonsense.
That would be.
They meet up with like the USS Excelsior, some new super Excelsior, and like it's got some crazy captain, and he's like on some stupidly important quest, but it's really, really simple. And the answer is that you're crazy.
Yeah. I was thinking of like season 1 of Discovery, but done by this show would have been phenomenal, I think. Because it's like, what? Let me give you this hamster. Okay, you have to stab it to make the ship go. What? Why? Well, because that's the power of math.
Can you imagine the EMH on season 1 of Discovery? It would have been one of the greatest shows of all time.
He would have deleted himself just right away.
Well, honestly, with that writing, he probably would have for several reasons. Yeah. One of which is, apparently in modern Star Trek, the best thing to do with your life is to end it.
No shit. No shit. I mean, that's what gives it meaning, right? That's all there fucking is.
Uh-huh.
No debate. Roll credits.
You're looking for the best time to commit suicide.
It's okay. We built a timer into your body.
Oh, we're getting triggered, Midget Radio. We're getting triggered.
I know. God, it's so fucking stupid. Oh, but see, that is the advantage for a comedy. It can be stupid, and it's, you know, it's not as painful.
Yeah. Yeah.
God.
So, I'm reasonably. Let me put it this way: I feel better about this episode than any of the pilots I've seen in the last few years.
Yeah.
So I am actually curious to see what happens next week, and if it's terrible, at least it's only half an hour, and it'll probably be something completely different the next week.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, if the show makes me laugh a few times, then that's great, and I'm on board, and I don't, have to take it seriously. And that is, I think, people always say that, like, comedy is really hard to write, which, I get to a degree because, it can be hard to be funny and, like, all the timing and all that stuff. I get it. But, like, I'm not being asked to take it seriously. And that's what pisses me off about, dramas like Discovery and Picard. Because if you ask me to take something seriously and then you throw a magic wand in my face, now I'm pissed. Like, now I'm mad. Because, like, come on.
Are you talking about the time crystals or specifically the wand that would do whatever you wanted it to?
I suppose I'm talking about both. That's
weird.
Yeah. So, just don't, that's all there is. If you want to have a magic wand, if you want to have a time crystals and stuff, that's fine.
Yeah,
put it in Star Trek Lower Decks then. That's where it fucking belongs.
Probably.
You have a space hamster piloting your fucking starship.
I'm gonna say something else about this that I both like and dislike.
Okay.
The opening credits.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I kind of like it, but it kind of feels lazy.
I think the music's pretty decent. I like it overall. There's a little bit of okay.
Well, it's a throwback to, like,
it is
the Enterprise, it goes over here, it goes over there.
Yeah.
And then you go to it's not as much with Deep Space Nine because it doesn't go anywhere. But
yeah.
You go to Voyager, it goes over here, it goes over there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going places.
I hope somebody sings It's Been a Long Time at some point in this show.
Yeah. God.
That would be funny just for the sake of it.
It would be.
But I don't have that many complaints about the first episode, and hopefully hopefully it can find its footings.
Yeah, I hope so too. It's it's not bad. What do you want? It's not bad.
Any additional thoughts you want to put into this beautiful episode?
Nope. I'm good.
All right. Well, then that has been the Wednesday Night Gentleman on the latest Star Trek Lower Decks episode. Thank you for joining us on this brief trek. Think about hitting that like or subscribe button and join us for more treks in the future. For now, it's time for us to boldly go. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye-bye.